All right, we have some big, exciting breaking news, and I'm going to do my very, very best to break it down so that we can kind of unpack and understand, hopefully, what's going on with the LIV PIF PGA Tour Senate meeting going on currently. So they're having these Senate hearings, judiciary hearing, whatever you might call them, where everybody gets together. And a lot of questions are coming up about why would the PGA Tour do this? Why would they go this far? And it could be because it's financially in their best interest. True, there could be other reasons as well. And certainly the lawsuits and all that stuff was going to cost just massive amounts of money. So the tour didn't want that. That was going to drain them. So they wanted to do whatever they could to end that. Now, in these hearings, we have different senators like Blumenthal and others giving their thoughts about this whole merger, potential merger, and Dunn and the new tour representatives are not calling it a merger. They're just calling it more of like a partnership and whatever. It doesn't matter. But Blumenthal wants it not to happen. He don't want it to happen. And other senators are like, look, let them figure out their relationship and let the government stay out of the picture. It's none of our business. Let them figure out how they're going to work together. And I get that too. Okay. Like that's kind of where I'm like, government hands off is kind of usually where I lean because they typically mess stuff up. I don't know of anything that they do that works out really well, right? Like every time the government gets involved, it's a mess. So, and that's just normal. I mean, there's too many hands in the cookie jar. So let's leave these out. But here's what a lot of these emails that are coming to the surface when they're trying to work out these deals are coming up. One of which is people are saying, okay, cool, we'll work together. And a lot of them were saying Greg Norman needs to be relieved of his duty. He'll be out. So will that happen? I think that will probably happen. And Greg Norman will probably ride off into the sunset eventually with the honor or dishonor, whatever you want to call it, he'll be the guy always referred to as the one who kind of tore apart the PGA Tour, which it seems like, and I don't know for certain, but given the history and the years and years that have and the bad blood between them, I would agree with that. Like he's kind of got an axe to grind. So, but when they merge, I don't see anybody from the PGA Tour saying like, yeah, let's keep the guy around. No, I don't think they want that. They're like, get rid of that guy. So he'll probably go, but I think he wants to be involved for sure because this was always his dream. But I think he'll have the classification or the distinction or the honor, dishonor, however you want to say it, of the guy who brought down the PGA Tour. And that will be what it is. That's what I think is going to happen with Norman. And regardless of what you personally may or may not feel about him, he did a lot. He's done a lot. He's done a lot of good for the PGA Tour. This was his kind of brainchild, this LIV format and this whole thing. Like it wouldn't have happened without him. So wherever you lean on what side of the fence you're on regarding Greg Norman, this wouldn't have happened. Now you might be saying, I wish it didn't happen. And there's a lot of people out there that probably wish this didn't happen. However, there's currently a lot of guys on the PGA Tour that wouldn't currently have a card if it wasn't for Greg Norman because he pulled so many people out. It brought a lot of other people up. And the amount of money now that the tour players are making is vastly more than it would have been otherwise. So Norman certainly is responsible for that, along with Mickelson and all the guys who left. Like they can easily say, like, it's because of us that happened, but primarily Greg Norman. All right, so the emails are saying that. Now, some of the other things that they're saying are that Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy would be involved in the new LIV League, and that both of them would be team owners. They would own a team like the Four Aces or the whatever, the Crushers or whatever the team. They would be owners of the team. Now, ownership of these LIV teams is really, truly where you want to be. You want, if you're part of it, you want to be a team owner. You want to have that, because here's why. You have the opportunity to negotiate with companies. So, for example, Tiger's sponsored by Nike. So Tiger owns a team. That's an easy one for the Nike to sponsor that particular team. Or Hero, right? He does the Hero World Challenge. That's a huge company. Hero could sponsor Tiger's team. So that's a possibility. But either way, sponsor money and team ownership go hand in hand. You own a team, you get to do whatever you want. As the team makes money, you make money. You make more and more money, especially with those sponsorships. And then merchandise, if you have like the Four Aces keep winning, right? Dustin Johnson and those guys, the owner obviously is getting a percentage of all the merchandise from that team sale. So the more stuff you have, the more opportunities you have. It's very similar to owning a football team like the Dallas Cowboys or something like that. Although on a much smaller scale, it's pretty large. So team ownership. So Tiger and Rory, emails were swirling about that they would own team. We would give those guys teams because Tiger's the most popular person ever really in the game of golf. And then Rory is the current, maybe not guy, but Rory hasn't been doing his reputation any favors lately with his kind of attitude and energy against LIV. But then when this merger happened, he kind of tucked tail and turned the other direction and was like, yeah, well, it may be the best. He turned quick. Why would he turn so quick when he was so adamantly against it for so long? Oh, here's an owner. You get to own a team, Rory. Oh, fantastic. So he gets a lot out of it. And then his little snaps with other guys on the PGA Tour where he's like, just play better, just play better and things will, okay, whatever. Like it goes to see, like if he's getting an ownership deal, he's going to turn and say things that maybe you wouldn't normally say otherwise. And these emails are also saying that Tiger and Rory would play like 10 events on the LIV Tour. So they would be, and that would be good for Tiger. They'd probably even give the guy a cart out there, to be honest with you. 3 rounds, get in a cart, no problem. And some of the events, I've been to a number of them. A lot of them, you get shuttles between holes. So there's a lot of not walking going on. And I'm sure they can figure out some rule for Tiger to have a cart. That, because it's not, anyways, whatever. And it's only 3 rounds. So Tiger can figure it out. He'd be fine out there. That would be good for him. But 10 events might be a lot for him either way on any tour. And also they're saying that the LIV would be primarily, their events would be in the fall season. So the PGA Tour schedule is changing anyways. That fall season's basically going to be gone. And now it would be replaced, or all the LIV events, those 10 events would happen in September, October, November. Those 3 months, yeah, I guess you could, you could squeeze 10 events in there. Maybe some in December, kind of throughout the holidays, and there you go. And then January, you go back to PGA Tour, the tournament champion. So that's kind of what's been swirling about in terms of the new schedule. 2024 will probably look very similar to what it does now, but it could potentially, if they work these things out. And that's the thing, they were saying that they have to work the details out. And I don't think these are too many of the details. I think they're just going to work out more of the details in terms of who's going to be on LIV and who's not, because they're going to have to get rid of players and where do they go? How do they get back on the tour? We've already discussed all that. That's probably, in my opinion, the major hurdle here. Also, the Saudi group that their investment fund, the PIF, they wanted to be major sponsors of a certain elevated PGA Tour events, them or the main oil company, Aramco. And so that's where Aramco, that's what this is. Their oil company is Aramco. They sponsor other, like basically the whole LPGA Tour is sponsored by them. So I don't even see what the problem is anyways, because they're already in golf, so whatever. But your politics aside, this is what they're trying to do, and they want that. And the most I don't know if it's the most interesting, but just a kind of, it's politicians do this all the time, right? They're putting pork in the bills, they say, right? They write a bill, and then there's just little stuff in there like, oh, and I get a new Porsche or whatever. You buy a house that I get to live in, right? Just stupid stuff they put in there. So it said in these emails that Yasser Al-Rumayyan gets a membership to, guess, Augusta National. He becomes a member of Augusta National. I love that. First off, that is the most difficult membership in all of golf to get in. So where would this guy want to be? Where would anybody want to be a member of in the world other than, like, of course you want to walk around there with their green jacket. So that's in there, part of the package. We've got to figure out a way to get this guy a membership of Augusta National. And people are saying that, well, the membership of Augusta will never go. Would they go for it? It's not very far-fetched. We're talking high-profile, high-power individuals. Why would you not want a gazillionaire who has massive amounts of leverage, power, control, and a guy who I've met, the dude loves golf. Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the guy loves golf. I played in a couple pro-ams. He played with us on a couple holes, twice at two different events. I've never seen anybody like this who loves, you could just see it. When somebody just is in love with the game, they're like, wow. Like when people hit a good shot, he is mesmerized. Whether it's a pro, I hit it. I made a birdie. He was standing right there. I hit a 7-iron on a par 3 over at Rich Harvest Farms. I think it was our third hole or something. And his eyes light up. Like I love seeing that type of love for the game. So regardless of what you think about him and where he comes from, whatever, the dude loves golf. I guarantee you, I know that for a fact. The guy loves golf. So for a guy who loves golf that much, to be invited to be a member of Augusta National, like some people want to be members of Augusta National because they just love like power and control, right? I mean, there's people in this world like that. Other people would want to be like, I would want to be a member of Augusta National because I love golf. Like, I don't care about anything else. I would love I love the game so much. I love the environment, the atmosphere, the aura, the essence of it to a certain level that I don't care who you are. I don't care. None of that matters personally. Like, but so I would enjoy the aura of it and the tradition and the history and all of that. That's what I would want. Not I get to meet all these rich and powerful people. That's not why I would do it. Now, this Yasser Al-Rumayyan, he's one of the richest and most powerful in the entire world. So I don't think he's too intimidated by other people. But you could tell, right? You could tell. Look in someone's eye. They love the game. That dude loves the game. So I just think it's fantastic. Like, I would put that in there. Like, if Augusta National said, Matt, you can come out and do a private club video here, do your thing, I'd be like, cool, let's just, hammer out the email. Oh, and if I do a good job and blah, 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 honorary membership. Like, I'd try to slide it in there, right? Just slide it in. And then they say, yeah, we're going to take this out. I'm like, all right, at least I tried, right? Why not? Why not throw it in there, try to get a membership? I think he'll get the membership. This whole thing is going to keep getting hammered out. And I don't think they're not going to do a deal. I think the deal is going to be done. It's pretty much done. And these are just formalities, in my opinion. And the person that's really anti this whole thing is Brandel Chambly. I mean, he doesn't say anything good about anything regarding this whole LIV PIF Saudi thing. And yeah, I don't think he ever will. Like, he hates it. So I just think, like, you can go and hate all you want, but I don't think it's going to stop anything, personally. Like, it's going to happen, and we got to figure out a way to embrace what's coming. And so we can hate it or embrace it on some level. And regardless of politics or whatever personal feelings we have against certain people, I don't know, like, but at some point it's going to happen. So we got to figure out how to accept it. And those are kind of the facts of what's going on currently. Let me know your thoughts and what you're thinking and how this is shaping out, like, in your world. And I just want to know, like, hey, who's ever writing this thing? Maybe slide my name in that Augusta membership part, and we'll hang out. Maybe, I don't. Nah, you're not going to do that. But whatever, I get it. I would do the same thing. Let me know your thoughts. More to come. See you guys soon.